Hello students. Today we'll start with chapter 5 from module 1, that is Hadoop MapReduce framework. So what is this MapReduce? So MapReduce is basically two functions. One is the mapper function and the other one is the reduce function. So it goes through two stages, map phase and a reduce phase. It's a programming model that can be applied to real world problems of large sizes. So mapping process is applied to input data in the map phase. So if, for an example, if the task is to count the frequency of occurrence of words in a large text file, the task can be split among n individuals, where each is given a section of the text to count. So this particular step corresponds to the map stage. So this is done in the map stage. So you are mapping the task among each individual. Okay, so what you are doing here is, so you are dividing the large text file into chunks of text files. So each text file is given to the individual, so it is mapped to the individual, and then a section of text to count. So each individual, what he does is he counts the number of occurrences, writes down so which word is occurring frequently, how many and how many times. So this step corresponds to the map stage. The results from all individuals are aggregated to produce the final count. The functional nature of MapReduce has the following properties. So data flow is in one direction. It is possible to use the output of map step as the input to reduce step. The mapper and reducer functions are applied to input data and new data are generated. There is no data dependency on how the mapping and reducing functions are applied to the data. So it can be implemented in any way so that it improves the performance. So parallel implementations of MapReduce enables large amounts of data to be analyzed quickly. So that is what the main advantage of MapReduce is. So you are mapping the data to each data nodes parallelly, and the computation or the processing of the data happens parallelly. So distributed parallel implementations can be analyzed very quickly. So mapper is scalable, can be applied to any subset of input data. The results are combined by the reducer. So that is the job of the reducer. The final count is given by the reducer. So we'll see how the MapReduce parallel data flow happens. So the basic steps in Apache MapReduce are as follows. First step is input splits. This is the first step. Hadoop distributed file system distributes and replicates data over multiple servers. The default block size is 64 MB. So previously we have studied in Hadoop distributed file system. So what will be the standard block sizes? So it can be 64 MB or 128 MB. Data is replicated across different machines in the cluster. Input splits are produced by MapReduce or logical boundaries based on their input data. The split size can be based on the number of records in a file or actual size in the bytes. So the bytes are divided according to the chunks. So that is 64 MB chunks. So number of splits corresponds to the number of mappers. So how many mappers are required for your data file? So that is depends, the number of splits depends on the number of mappers. So if you have 3 mappers, so 3 number of splits are required. Split sizes are almost always smaller than the block sizes. And the next step after the input splits, so once you have split according to the mappers, So the next step is to map the data. The map stage is where parallel operation takes place. So large number of mappers operate in parallel for large data. User specifies the map function. Mapper is executed on the machines where the block resides. The least busy among all the replicated data nodes will be chosen for execution. So if there are data nodes which are busy in executing some other processes, so then those data nodes will not be selected or chosen. So least busy data nodes will be selected for this particular operation. If all nodes are busy, the node closer to that node that hosts the blocks will be chosen. So this is about the map function. Next is the combiner step. So it is an optimization or pre-reduction step where the key value pairs may be combined prior to the shuffle stage. So before shuffling, so before the shuffling stage happens, so the first combiner step happens. So before that. So what is this? This is just an optimizing step or a reduction step. So here what happens is the key value pairs will be mapped. So what are these key value pairs in this map reduce? So suppose if we take the example of word count. So for word count, the keys are nothing but the words. Values are nothing but the number of occurrences of that particular word in that text file. So that is the key value pairs here. So what does this combiner step does is, so it combines all the key value pairs in this step. So this stage is optional. So depending on the mapper and reducer function you are using, so for which application you are going to apply, so it depends on that. So if it is a word count program, so this is required, this stage is required because there are key value pairs. So keys are nothing but the words, value is nothing but the number of occurrences of that particular word. So we require this combiner step when your application is word count. So the next stage is the shuffle stage after the combiner stage. So all similar keys are combined and counted by the same reducer process. Key value pairs must be collected from each of the mapper and shuffled to be sent to the same reducer. Shuffle stage is not required if a single reducer is used. Next is the reduce step. The final step is the aggregation of keys. So that means all the same keys are aggregated into one. The results are written onto Hadoop distributed file system. Each reducer will write an output file. A job running 4 reducers will create part 000, part 0001, part 0002, and part 003. So this is an example. So if there are 4 reducers, it will create 4 reducers with numbering 000, 001, and 002, and 003. So next we'll see the word count application example for map reduce. So let us assume a text file with following contents that is to be processed and its word count is to be calculated. So the text file is, so you can see here in the C spot run spot run see the cat. So what you're going to do with this text file, so this is just a very simple, very small text file for the example we are considering word count. So what it does, what does this word count do? So first word is C. So you're checking how many words C appears in this text file. So there are 2 C words. Next word is spot. So again, this word count program calculates the number of occurrences of the word spot. So there are 2 words spot words. Next word is run. The word count program checks the number of appearances of the word run. So here in this text file, you can see there are 3 occurrences of run word. Next, you can see the word is the. So this is the word the. So the appears only once in this text file. So next word appearing in this text file is cat. Cat appears only once in this text file. So word count program, what it does is, so the mapper, it maps each word to the mapper, and then shuffler shuffles, so the key value pairs, combiner combines the key value pairs, reducer, the final step in this map reduce. So what it does is, so it has the aggregated version of all these words. So each reducer, so you can see here, so there can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reducers here. So with words see, spot, run, the, and cat. So each reducer will be having the aggregation of the word see, the word spot, the word run, the word cat, and the word the. So that is what the reducer's job is. So it gives the final count of the appearances or the occurrences of the words, or the frequency of the word appearing in this text file. So assume the text file is sample.txt. The unique words and the frequencies of occurrences of the words is to be calculated in this word count program. So you can see here, this is the Apache Hadoop parallel map reduce data flow. This is how the stage previously, whatever we have seen in the slides, so he is represented in the form of a diagram. So the input you can see here, that is the text file which contains these words: see, spot, run, run, spot, run, see the cat. So what does split do here? So this is the split stage. So you can see the text file. So the text file is divided into lines in this split stage. So here in the input text file, you can see 3 lines. So 3 lines, the first line contains see, spot, run. First line contains see, spot, run. And the second line contains run, spot, run. Third line contains see the cat. Okay, so this is what the split function does. Next is map. So what does map do is, so it checks each and every line and finds the number of occurrences of each of the word, and it converts this line into key value pairs. So you can see the key value pairs here. So the map, what does the mapper do? So it checks each and every line. Okay, so first it traverses to this word, that is C. So it will write C as a key, and how many times the C has appeared in this particular line? Once. So it will write the count of 1. And again spot is the keyword, value is 1. And again the last word in this line is run. So run is the key and 1 is the value. So you can see these are the key value pairs. So this is done by the mapper. So similarly for the second sentence and the third sentence. So you can see the key value pairs, the sentences being converted into key value pairs. So these are nothing but the key and value pairs. So next, what does the shuffle do? So this is another important stage in MapReduce data flow. So what does this shuffle do is, so from whatever the mappers have converted the sentences to the key value pairs, so it shuffles. So it will take C from this first mapper and then put it into this shuffle, this one, and again it checks for the second mapper. So to check whether there is the word C appearing in this second sentence, and again it will check the third, this one, and it will see whether the C has appeared, key value pair has appeared. So the C and 1 has appeared here in the third mapper. So it will take this key value pair C1 and put it into this shuffler. So you can see the first shuffler has C1, and again so you can see the next shuffler has, similarly what it does is it will check for the key value pair spot. So in the first mapper, second mapper, and the third mapper. So whenever it finds the key value pair spot 1, so it will put it into the second shuffler, that is spot. And similarly, the third key value pair run, and the fourth one the, and the fifth one that is cat. So you can see shuffler doing the shuffling job, that is it will segregate the key value pairs into, it will aggregate this key value pairs into shufflers. And the final step is the reducer step. So you can see what does this reducer do is it will do the final count. So now we have the key, common key here, that is the common key is C here, and the value that is count, that is number of appearances or the occurrences of the key C. So you can see key C has appeared twice. So it will reduce the count to 2 and key C. Similarly, in the next shuffler, so you can see reducer will reduce this key to spot and reduce the count to 2. So you can see spot 2. So similarly for the word run, so the key here is run. So the reducer reduces the key to run here and reduces the values 1, 1, 1. So that is 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3. So there are 3 appearances or occurrences of the word run. And similarly the and cat, so which have appeared only once in the text file. So now you can see the reducer has reduced the shuffling stage, that is the aggregation of all the key value pairs to this particular output. So you can see C has appeared twice, spot word has appeared twice, run word has appeared thrice, word the has appeared once, the word cat has appeared once. So this is how the map reduce data flow happens in Apache Hadoop. So the input is divided into 3 splits as shown in the figure. So 3 mappers will be there. Because of 3 sentences, 3 splits, this will distribute the work among all map nodes. Then the words are tokenized in each of the mapper and give a hard code value of 1 to each of the tokens or words. The list of key value pair will be created where the key is nothing but the individual words and the value is 1. So for the first line, C spot run, we have 3 key value pairs, C1, spot 1, run 1. The mapping process remains the same on all nodes. After mapper phase, the partition phase takes place where sorting and shuffling happens so that all tuples with the same key are sent to the corresponding reducer. So after sorting and shuffling phase, each reducer will have a unique key and a list of values corresponding to that very key. So each reducer counts the values and reduces the count to number of appearances of that particular word. Finally, all output key value pairs are then collected and written into the output file. So you can see this is the process placement during the map reduce. So preloaded local input data. So these are the nodes, mapping process, the input split. So this particular diagram in this, you can see these are nothing but the input splits. So, and this is the mapping process and this is the shuffling process. So this is the combining process and the final is the reducing process and this is the final output. Okay, so this is in the Hadoop distributed file system. So this is the input data, that is the where your text file or whatever the data the client sends to the mapping process. So that is the number of splits. So number of splits is nothing but the mapping, how many it decides the number of mappers here. And then this is the combiner shuffler stage. So this is the shuffler stage where the words are aggregated. Common words are aggregated, similar words are aggregated here, and the reducing process will reduce the count to the final value and the final output is sent to the output. So this is the map reduced data flow. So Hadoop Yarn Resource Manager and the MapReduce framework determine the actual placement of mappers and reducers. So scheduling of a mapper is done by the yarn, that is yet another resource negotiator. So there is no requirement that all mappers should finish at the same time. Reducers can be set to start shuffling based on the threshold percentage of mappers that have finished. So that means here, see, one mapper would have finished 70%, another mapper would have finished 40%, another mapper would have finished 90%, another mapper would be very close to finishing mapping stage. So at that time, reducers can start shuffling based on the percentage of the mappers that have finished. So by that you can know when the reducing stage can be started. So by doing this map reduce Hadoop distributed file system, by having the yet another resource negotiator, that is the yarn. So what are the advantages we have here? So we have two advantages. One is fault tolerance and the other one is speculative execution. So what is this fault tolerance? So the design of MapReduce makes it possible to easily recover from the failure of one or more processes. For instance, if a server fails, the map task that we're running on that machine, that can be easily started by another server because there is no dependence on any other map task. So, but the thing is, it will run slowly because of the failure of nodes. So what is this fault tolerance? If a server fails, so then machine could easily restart another server. So that is the fault tolerance. So, and also the application runs slowly because of failure of the nodes. So next, what is this speculative execution? So one of the challenges with many large clusters is that the ability to predict or manage unexpected system bottlenecks or failures. So if it is possible to control and monitor resources so that network traffic and processor load can be evenly balanced. So when one part of MapReduce runs slowly, it slows the entire performance until all processes are uniformly finished. So this input data are immutable in the MapReduce process. Hence, a parallel map process can be started without disturbing the already running map processes. So most of the jobs come to a close. Remaining jobs are scheduled redundantly by the application master on the remaining less busy servers. If the secondary processes finish first, the other processes are terminated. So this concept is called as speculative execution. So the same can be applied to reducer processes also. So this reduces cluster efficiency because redundant resources are assigned to applications. Thank you.